my god, it's here. This is not a drill. The brand new handling patch is here. Not for everybody just yet. You'll have to wait a little while longer. Now, there's a lot of things I can't tell you. I've got early access to the patch here. I can't tell you when it's coming out. I also can't really tell you anything else that it includes. But I can give you my first impressions on the handling as it has been updated. It's coming out very soon. You guys get your hands on it soon. But we're going to give it a go for the first time today. And, well, I've already tried it off stream. And my word, is it better. My word is better. I'm really excited to show you guys. To me, F124 is back. It is fixed F124. I'm buzzing. Let's get into it. Default setup first. We're just going to go on track with the complete default setup, which realistically is the configuration that most people drive the game in, right? What exactly did they change? I don't... I probably can tell you that. This is my impressions of it, right? I'll give you the list in a minute. But slow speed cornering is massively improved. That was the biggest weakness of the handling. Now it isn't. Now you can still take curbs. I don't believe they've really made any changes to how much curb you can take. So that's still too much. But look how natural it looks now. Now it is more understeery now, I believe. But this again is default setup. Default setups are supposed to be understeery. Is this flat? Oh, no, maybe. I really tried to do that flat. I think it probably is just about, but only just. That was much easier flat before the handling patch. So it still does that. It still dart around, but it is an F1 car at the end of the day. It is really quite responsive, but it doesn't feel quite as sharp as it used to, which is a good thing. Because it still feels, as you can see, it's still sharp. It just doesn't feel as sharp as it was. And again, into here, I can take some curb. I can push. Look at that. I pushed through there. I actually pushed with the default setup through the final chicane. One other thing I noticed is there's definitely some more power higher up. I don't know if that's a change with drag. It could be a change with the ERS modes. We know there was a bug with the hot lap mode at launch where hot lap didn't deploy the battery fully and time trial runs hot lap mode effectively. So it could just be more ERS deployment straight up. There's some people that's worried that like the handling of F124, and I hear you. If you like the handling of F124, you're worried that it's going to change. That people like me have moaned, and it's going to change. Oh, so deep. But this is still very much F124 handling. Don't worry. They've not changed it night and day. It's still way closer to F124 than it is F123. But in my opinion, they've just fixed it in a number of ways. We're going to bolt on this spa setup, which is my setup I use for time trial on the default version of the game. As you can see, it's quite extreme. This may not be an optimized setup now for this new handling. I don't know, but it's the setup we're going to run. So this should, well, yeah. Definitely a lot more rotation in the car. Look at that now, a lot more rotation in the car. But it's not biting weirdly like it used to. I had to be so cautious through that final chicane with the default handling. Oh, it stops a lot better. Rear locking. The front end still bites a bit too much in sliding, a little bit too much in sliding, not crazy. I believe it's better handling model than F123, and I like the handling of F123, but I'm not saying it's perfect. It's not. I would still like a few tweaks, but we're talking about tweaks now, not overhauls needed. The launch handling, let's be honest, needed an overhaul. I'm not going to do setup sweating. Oh god, that's not a good line. I'm not going to do setup sweating today. Oh god, and again, bad. But I just want to try it with a setup that's not as understeery as default. Yeah, much better through there. It's the front's no longer biting ahead of the rear. But I'll just finish up this lap and then we'll move on to another track. So I want to keep it flow. I want to show you guys as much as I can. Again, it's not perfect, but compared to what we had, it's ginormous. This is what the game should have launched like. See there, it's still a slightly rotation there with this setup, but again, it is a weird setup. It's a very extreme setup, but it worked on the previous handling. Right, now this is Imola, new handling, default setup. So you can still fly over sausage curves, which is definitely not great. And in my opinion, is now that's the worst part of the handling now. Like that, look. Oh, that's wide. But pretty much everything else has been improved, in my opinion. This is my job, this is my passion, this is my hobby. Playing this game. I love it, right? But every time I played it, I was getting annoyed or upset. Not literally upset, but like annoyed or down. And I would just, every time, I'd basically rage quit playing it. Like, for God's sake, because this game is perhaps naively my everything. If the game's bad, I have a bad year. Not only just, I don't mean in terms of views, I mean my enjoyment. I do this job because I enjoy it. And I was not enjoying it at any point in pre-release. I've grown to kind of come to accept it, but I wouldn't say I enjoy the handling still. This handling, though, changes all of that. Full lock. Let me go full lock. Let me show you full lock. It survived that time, but that was definitely slow. Look how much time I lost. It's still more grip than would be ideal, but it's no longer quicker. Look at that, understeering, understeering. See that? And obviously, yeah, you can take too much curve. That's absolutely clear. I don't think anyone's... I think, as I said, I think for me, that's the biggest drawback of this handling now. We want to know track in a sec. Oh, just kept it legal. I'm enjoying playing it, though. Oh, God. Locked up. Look at that. I can send it through there. There you go. There's a lap. Almost 3/10 found, 2.5 found. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. In my opinion, not everyone agrees with this. F124 is saved. Right, here we go. Monaco. Now, for me, I thought Monaco was going to be some of the worst on this handling because it's worse at slow speed corners, and Monaco is nothing but slow speed corners. But actually, in Creator Series, I didn't mind it in Creator Series. Okay, there's a lot of understeer now compared to the setup I was running in Creator Series. Over these bumps, it was awful. Still a bit of a slide there, but not nearly as much as it did. And I was specifically trying to go full throttle over that bump. Oh man, I mean, it feels good through there. Oh man, starting to struggle now. Right, let's just get on the setup. Let's get on the setup. Again, it's quite an extreme setup, but it seems to be quick in Creator Series. It probably isn't well optimized for this track, for this new handling. Whoa, yeah, there's the rotation. This setup has got a lot of rotation. Probably direction change is probably the biggest part that shows how ridiculous the front end is. Because there, you can just flick it. It seems to handle that curve a bit better, interestingly. I was that last curve and that last chicane, I was hitting that a lot in Creator Series for whatever reason. Gotta say, at Monaco, it's not as different as it was at other tracks. Like, Imola felt way, way better. What was I going to try? I was going to try Japan because I did Japan in Shui Korea, and I'm not going to say the word hate, but I almost just said the word hate. So you get the idea of what I felt about the handling. Oh, it kind of still grips and then releases, then grips and then releases. I think, I could be wrong here, I think that hasn't really been changed. I think that's down to, whoa, I actually bobbed out there. I think that's down to the low front ride height, so it's effectively porpoising on the front as you go through the corner. As you corner, you're pressing the right hand, so if I'm turning left, I'm pressing the right hand side of the car down into the ground, and it hits the ground and loses downforce, so then it raises, and it's basically porpoising on the front. Oh, there's so much more time in this. I'm pushing a bit harder. That feels a lot more natural through there. I was really struggling through there in Shumi Korea, but that was with a non-equal performance Alpine. Well, if we just finish up this lap and then we'll move on to a different track. What track do you want me to do next, guys? I feel like I'm definitely a lot more confident to push the car with this handling. That's absolutely clear. Regardless of any qualitative statements of feeling and trying to assess things, I can definitely push the car more comfortably. No doubt. Let me do Baku. I know it's a bit of a road choice. Most people are like, what the hell? But I really like Baku, and I have done a few laps there. Yeah, there's a lot of understeer with this setup. Yeah, you can still take way too much curb. That's absolutely clear. For me, that would be my priority now. Through here was awful before. It's understeering, but it's not horrible. Right, you know what? Let me just bolt on a setup because it just feels dreadful. What setup is this? To be honest, I think now they might need to change the setups because I think that's too much understeer. I understand a bit of understeer for a casual player. That's too much. We've got so much more turning now. That's mad. Oh my word, yeah, it's just too keen to turn in now. Whoa, a front end still just fly into the corner. I'm trying to drive around it, but it's very hard. Anyway, oh god, there's a lap of Baku. Let's jump on Qatar next to test the full lock thing. I did test it previously, but Qatar was the one that full lock was definitely possible, especially through like turn one. I'm not a big fan of Qatar. You guys make me do a track that I'm not a big fan of. As you can see, I'm not very good at it. I'll go full lock into turn one now. Went a bit deep last time. That's about as good as I could personally do it. I did get on the exit because I was pretty bad through there before, but you saw how much I lost on entry. Let me try driving it better this time without going full lock, see how much I can gain. There you go. It's clearly at least a tenth slower through turn 1 to go full lock. Again, it's not enough. It should be more than that, but it's not fast to be full lock anymore. Right, let's see. Now, this just sort of felt a bit like drift mode before. I've got no. They may have made no change at all to wet tires. I've got no idea. I'd say it's largely unchanged. It's got the tweaks in that are applied to the other modes, so it's probably a little bit better. But I don't think they've made any substantial changes to the wet weather handling. It's drift mode is the best way I can use to describe it. It's just constant. Look, it just constantly wants to do that, and you can like just go sideways, and you don't really. There's no real penalty for it. You just slide around all the time. But I'd say yeah, fundamentally they haven't really made any changes to wet. You guys want to see Silverstone, don't you? Some of you, so I'll jump on Silverstone next. Go back to time trial. Oh man, it doesn't slide for here anymore. Oh, it's so much better, guys. Honestly, I know when I say things like that, it seems like an ad, and I'm sure there are people thinking, "Oh, this guy's getting paid by EA." Etc. I'm not getting paid by EA. Obviously, they have given me this access. That's quite clear by the fact it's exclusive access. But they haven't given me the access on the condition that I say nice things. For anyone that's seen any of my other content, you will know that I am not paid by EA to say anything. Did EA want me to release a handling video that's been seen by 130,000 people that was titled, "Here's Why It's Awful"? Does that sound like somebody paid by EA to you? From here, I can actually push. There, look. Bit of steering lock. No sliding. Bit of steering lock, no sliding. A little bit of sliding on exit as I got on throttle, that's fine. This is default setup still, so it is still under steering. But I can actually push through slow speed corners now. I could not push through slow speed corners on the release handling. Let's try. I never liked this setup. It was always very stiff, and because the tyre pressure was so damn high, I'd never liked this setup very much. It was fast, but I never liked it. Let's see how it is on this hand. Whoa, yep, front end's keen. Oh man. I'd say initial first impressions of this is it's not as bad with this setup as it is in the default build, the launch build. I know when that front end. I know when the patch is coming out, but I'm not allowed to tell you. And to be fair, it's not. They actually didn't tell us a date. They told us. Whoa, got a slide. Whoa, what is going on in the setup? They told us a date range anyway, so I don't actually know a precise date, but I'm also not allowed to tell you that range. Because it might change. All they did was reduce the front end grip bit and call it a day. You know that's not true. Longa, you know that's not true. You know they've done more than that. And if you don't, then maybe you really have got a different build to us. But I was assured by James at EA that you guys have got the same build as us. But if you guys really think all they've done is reduce front end grip, and yeah, I appreciate you're not necessarily representative of all esports drivers. But if that's what you all think, then I don't know what to tell you, because that's just not true. I mean, I am genuinely interested to see, because as I said, a lot of these sports drivers seem to think it's still worse than last year. And to me, the only thing that's clearly worse than last year is the curb riding stuff. I think other stuff is definitely up for debate, but they all seem pretty adamant that it's worse than last year still. I disagree, which is interesting, because we were largely in agreement at launch. So either they have got a different build, which I don't think they have, or one of us is wrong, and more of them think it's, there's only one of me, there's lots of them. But I'm genuinely interested to hear what you guys think of it when you have access soon. I definitely think there will be some people that prefer 23's handling, absolutely. And there is some people that prefer 22's handling. One of them's in chat, one of them's my mod, Koa, prefers F1 22 handling over F1 23. I think that's a minority opinion, but people like that still exist. People have their own preferences. If I had to put a number on it, and this is very much a guess, of the percentage of people that would prefer 23's handling over 24 after this patch, I'd say 30 or 40% of people might still prefer 23's handling over 24. But I think of those 30 or 40% of them, I think a decent majority of them will say, yeah, it's close. Like I prefer 23, but like I still like 24. You know what I mean? Rather than going more like the esports drivers way where they say, no, 23 is clearly way better. I don't think there'll be many people that will say 23 is out and out better and it's not even close and you're an idiot. I could be completely wrong. We'll find out when the patch comes out. And I'm genuinely really excited for what you guys think about it. Please do let me know, wherever that may be, in YouTube comments, on a live stream message, although I don't tend to see them, tweet me, in my Discord server, wherever you can get hold of me. Please do let me know, because I do really want to know what you guys think of this handling. I believe it's a massive step forward on launch handling, and I personally believe it is now better than F123 handling. This is coming soon. It's not today. It's not tomorrow. I need to stop talking. But it's coming soon, okay? Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.